see my fingers down here, I'm just going to grab all the yarn and pull it through. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. So for today's DIY, I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful macrame out of yarn. If you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Marissa. I do a lot of DIYs and lifestyle videos. So if this is your thing, all you need to do is subscribe and hit that notification bell for uploads. So let's not waste any time and let's go ahead and get on into the video. The materials that we're going to need for this DIY are just yarn, and I have cotton yarn, and this is actually more of an acrylic type of yarn. And then we have some twine, and yes, I have a twig from just outside, but if you don't want to use that, then you can always go in for a dowel. You're going to need a comb. I do have this dog brush that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. Either or is fine. And then you're going to need a ruler and a pair of scissors here. The first thing that we're going to learn how to do is make this macrame feather out of the yarn, and I'm going in with the cotton yarn, and this is Peaches and Cream in the color Sunshine Soleil Luce de Sol. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is measure out my yarn. This is why I have my ruler here, and I'm going to I'm gonna make a small macrame feather. So let's stay at 16, and then we're gonna fold it in half. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna set this off to the side, and the next thing we're going to do is measure our string. So since we did go with 16, I'm probably gonna go about 3 inches shorter. And this is centimeters, you guys. Okay, so I've gone in and cut a good amount of yarn here. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some washi tape. You can grab tape, whatever you need, just to tie down your string here. We're going to keep it folded in half. Now if you have some place where you can maybe pin it down, would be better. But this will work just as fine as well. Okay, and just make sure that your ends are even here. Okay, so then I'm going to grab 2 pieces of yarn, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to place it underneath my yarn, and then I'm going to grab the other one, fold it in half. And this is where it kind of gets tricky. I'm going to grab the tail here, and then I'm going to insert it into the loop on the other side. And then I'm going to pull. So you want to make sure your string stays straight. And then what you can do is just gently lift it up and then tie in together. So if your ends do not match here on the side, don't worry about that, because it doesn't necessarily have to be match. Okay, now I'm going to alternate, so meaning that since my loop started on this side here first, I'm going to loop on the opposite side. And I believe there's about 14 here, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take it off, and what I'm going to do is make sure that all of them are nice and tight. So I'm just pulling. And I'm going to pull up. And then from here, I'm going to just tie, just to knot it. And then knot it again. And this is what it looks like so far. So what we're going to do now, if you want to, you can tape it back just to hold it down. And if you don't have one of these combs, I picked this one up at the Dollar Tree. But I've been using this one too before I picked this one up. So it's really simple. All you're going to do is literally just comb through it. Kind of like you're entangling your hair, you just comb through it. And this is why I like this one, and it's not bad for $1 because I've literally only brushed a couple of times and it's already coming undone. Watch this. So it just makes life so much easier. Brushed our feather out, what we're going to go in and do is cut it, shape it up a little bit. And I'm just eyeballing it. Okay, so let me show you what we're going to do next. You're going to grab your other yarn and we're going to make just cut large strands. So I've been measuring about 4.5 feet, and all I am doing is grabbing one end, stretching my hand out, and then bringing the string to the other hand and stretching it out. I'm not sure if that makes sense. So another way that you can measure is just grab a measuring tape, and I have it measured at 27 inches. The yarn is folded in half. So now that I have the middle part, both of my ends are even on, kind of even, what I'm going to do is tie it like we have here. And the way I've been tying it is I'm going to grab the loop here, tie it around, make sure that all of my strands are pretty much straight, and then see my fingers down here. I'm just going to grab all the yarn and pull it through, and that's where I have the knot here. And then I'm just tightening. So you are going to have some gaps. I mean, if you don't really enjoy that, you can again just use the dowel. I am not picky whatsoever. And I did forget to mention that I went in and tied my twine to my stick already, just because I wanted to be able to have something to hold down. Okay, so at this point we're going to hang up our feathers, our macrame feathers, and really it's kind of just preference at this point. I think I'm going to stick to 2 just because it's kind of narrow, and as you can see their feathers are still just a little large. I'm going to go in and probably shape this one out a little bit more. However, if you want to hang it up, you can hang it up with twine. You can hang it up with the same color of feathers that you made, or if you want to go in with the same string from the yarn here, you can do that as well. Okay, you guys, so what I ended up doing was cutting my string same length as the other, so literally like what did I say? I said body's width, or 26 inches, 27 inches. So I cut it as long as the other strings that I were cutting, and then I wanted to give you guys options. You could keep it plain and simple like this, or you can add some beads, and I like mine with the beads. I think it just adds character, just feeding it through the loop of the feather. And then you can add your beads. So let me show you how I did that. I have a yarning needle here, and what I'm going to do is grab my, let's start with this one. I am going to tie them together, twist them, and just feed the yarn through the yarning needle. Okay, and then I'm going to add my beads. Let's go ahead and hang up our feathers. I ended up going with 3, as you can see here. Okay, so here, as you can see, I've hung it up, and I'm only going to show you a portion of it. And as you can see that I did take off one of my clusters of yarn here, and I put the other one here off to the side. So what I ended up doing is I have it all together, and I added my feather and my yarn. So I'm gonna do it's the same concept. I have it here split in half again, and all I am doing is adding my feather, and I'm shortening it now to where I want it. And all I'm going to do is go in and just put it up again. So I have the twist here, the loop here. I'm going to grab here, and I'm going to pull through. Yes, the feather is going to pull through with it. And just pull everything through. And then tighten. Okay, so really quick, I wasn't really liking the way the string was showing from our hanging feather. So what I did is I'm going to do the exact same concept that I did earlier. The only thing is, of course, going to feed it through. The loop here went in, and it's going to come back around. You want to gather your yarn and grab it through. See how it's out here? What you're going to end up doing is just move the yarn to the side and then pulling it back in, and then making sure it's the length that you want it at. I think I'm going to make that one really short. Yeah. And then now that it's all completely where you want it to be, you just tie it. And you can always fix it there. So there you go. And then what I ended up doing so it doesn't move is I have it off here to the side, and then I'm going to tighten this here. But what I'm going to do is move these off to the side. So I have this here, and all I'm going to do is just literally knot my yarn. And it's going to be a very small knot. Just like that, so it does not move. Okay, so the project is done, and this is what it looks like. I'm just going to kind of give you an overview what it looks like top to bottom. And you know, this was so simple to make, under $10, you guys. So cute, and you have a lot of room to make for gifts. Like, I had so much yarn left over, I'm probably going to be making a few and just giving them away. Now, one thing I did want to mention is, you know, how the bottom yarn, I just went in and kind of cut it straight. It's not perfect, but you know, it doesn't have to be. It's really all just preference. Everything here is just preference. So I think it's fine the way it is. I think if I continue to cut, I'm just going to end up cutting it shorter. So I'm just going to leave it as is. Well, friends, that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, do not forget to give me that thumbs up. If you are new here or you haven't subscribed already, do not forget to do so on your way out. It's really simple. All you need to do is push on that subscribe button and that notification bell right next to it. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!